And what it is, it's the Bear Thought Podcast. We usually do this every Friday at 5 o'clock or sooner at the time. For those who are watching us new to the channel, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe button. As always, leave a comment down below. Wherever you may be in the world, hope you have a good day, have a good night, as always, have a good life. Much love. As we, as always, had the Corvo Ninja. I hear myself somehow. Oh, yeah, I've had my own stream pulled up.
I was checking the audio.
Gotcha. We got the Corvo Ninja. And we got to disembody Stealth F Jade somewhere. She's here. She's here.
Over there.
All right. So this week, I hope we got a lot of things to talk about and to discuss. But of course, we will be having D&D after stream. So if you are here, last week we did a little bit of a spin-off. We're probably finishing up today. Is everything okay with Dazzling? I haven't heard anything from her over the past 2 weeks.
Everything's fine. She's just dealing with the graduation stuff. It's winding down. Her oldest is about to graduate. Lots of planning and going to meetings and practices and all that shit. And so until that's over with, she's kind of busy from Friday afternoon to Monday, you know?
Gotcha. Alrighty then. Okay, so jump into one thing because you talked about it on Discord. And on August the 12th, the Alien Earth series starts airing on Disney Plus.
So 13th will be Disney Plus, 12th will be Hulu.
Okay.
So Hulu is the main backer of this, from what I understand. And then the day after that, they're going to release it on Disney Plus. I am very curious, because they've never done an actual Aliens television series. You know, it's always been a movie franchise.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, what I'm curious about is how much is the special effects going to suffer going from movie budget to television budget, but how much more story are we going to be able to get out of a television series versus a movie? You know, are they going to be able to balance that?
Yeah. Well, I would be skeptical if it was Disney the one doing it, because in the last quartering or something like that, Disney's already lost around, I believe, 19 or 20 million dollars in revenue just the last quarter for a lot of their sales on Disney Plus and a lot of their franchises and their blockbuster movies that they've been putting out of lately. So a lot of people are very skeptical, but since Hulu's the one doing it, I have a little bit more faith that it will come out to be maybe a worthwhile endeavor, as long as only they are the ones backing it. But at the same time, it's really hard to say they're going to be a lot of money, because unless you have a franchise you just know it's going to be a banger, kind of like Game of Thrones. You know, that movie, that TV series wasn't too high in graphics at the beginning of it, but then they're like, okay, this thing's doing great, we gotta pump more money into it. I don't know they're gonna be doing a second season of it. Like, doesn't seem like a let's do a multiple series when they're gonna be doing like multi-timelines, multi-type of warriors. It's gonna be a big old, I don't know if it's like a what if scenario, but it feels like a what if scenario if, like, you know, if these type of people were to come into interaction with this kind of alien, how would they survive, or would they survive?
Right. Well, I
possibility.
think where they're trying to spin it off of is at one point there was a point in one of the movies, where one of the ships almost made it back to Earth, without any like damage to the ship, and ultimately the protagonist ends up setting the ship on a collision course to purposely make it explode when it impacts on the planet to kill everything, so that they don't get loose. And I'm wondering if what they're doing is spinning off of that, saying one of them survived, you know?
Yes. Okay, so like, since we're already talking like Disney Plus, and we talked about the Zelda movie that the TV show they're also apparently working on. Not Disney, I hope. Hopefully Universal, maybe you work on it, since Universal is working with Nintendo. They're holding.
I'm not sure who's backing that. Let me see.
Like every time I hear about it, I keep on hearing about delays or pushing it back another year or two. It's just at this point, it's a never-ending chase on going. Hey, when are you just going to air it? Right? It's just keep on hearing more and more about it every year. It feels like I've been hearing about it past maybe 3 years.
Right now, it is in IMDb is scheduled for 2027. I'm looking to see if there is any information on like the studio that's pushing it. Production companies: Columbia Pictures, Nintendo, and Arid Production.
Okay, I don't remember who did the Mario movies, but I kind of hope it was them because they were very true to the original Mario theme. But this is a TV show, right? So,
well, no, I think this is a movie. I think
if it's a movie,
2027 movie, live action movie.
Then I still need to keep to the people. Nintendo's pretty good at making sure their stuff is very true to what people say or what the lore of the game and so forth are. So hopefully Nintendo will have a heavy hand and go, no, this is what our fans want. Don't mess with it.
Like I said, Columbia Pictures has done some good stuff over the years, and Nintendo is also in there. I guess helping with the production, and I don't know anything about that third company, but I'm assuming that Columbia, out of the three, is the biggest movie production company that I see in the list.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming Columbia is running with like the big part of like making the sets, casting, getting that stuff going. I think Nintendo's in there from hey, this is our game, this is how it should be. And I guess the other person's probably there mostly for funding, to help with funding.
Yeah.
So if that's the way they have it laid out, then I can see it. It even says that Sony Pictures will be the one releasing it.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see Sony be the one being with Nintendo. Okay. Which is still wild because Nintendo and Sony have bad blood, but I guess they worked that out. It's weird. Every time I hear about Nintendo working with Sony.
It says Sony Pictures releasing United States 2025 theatrical. It says...
Blood doesn't mean they can't be professional.
I know.
I mean... Sony ain't stupid. They do realize that
it's money.
Anything that has Legend of Zelda tagged on it, and if it's done well, oh shit.
Yeah, a lot of fans are speculating that the next Zelda game is going to be a very more hyper realistic game, kind of like Twilight Princess and stuff like that. They're going to be doing a more mature version of it. I'm going. Not likely, but I kind of hope so, because I kind of like them to go back to the more, I wouldn't say darker side of Zelda, but like go back to the more surreal version of Zelda.
Pet hiking pressure.
Twilight Princess.
Thanks for subscribing.
Twilight Princess was
Thank you.
Really good. Really good.
Said. Hey y'all.
And I would love to see them. Dude, I could only imagine if they based the movie off of Twilight Princess. That would be some fucking
okay. Yeah, would be a lot of fandoms would be very, very happy about it. That's for sure. Because Twilight's one of the more popular ones out of them. I like my Majora's Mask. I know some people don't like that one. I like it. It's one of my favorite. But okay, so now we got that kind of stuff. Like with most of like TV shows and movies are. Kind of like broadcasts, advertised for months and months and months before the release, right? There's a lot of commercials, a lot of advertisement online, a lot of little things here and there. So a new TV series hit Disney Plus, and people are already just like trashing on it because the trailer for it just released the day before it launched on Disney Plus. So like no advertising for this thing for months. One day out of the blue, trailer, next day, TV show. right? That's what they did. And a lot of people are speculating they did this because Disney's been getting a lot of, well, let's just say it for what it is. Disney's been getting a lot of shit of late for what they've been doing to movies and TV shows and characters. So, have you ever heard, be honest with me, you ever heard of a character called Ironheart?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
they released...
She was the young protege of Tony Stark that after Tony dies, takes over the basically Iron Man moniker as Ironheart.
Yes. This character was kind of made within 2022, 2021, I want to say, in the comic books, and she's been kind of going off. So, and this movie shows her in the light of if she wants to become the next iconic character, she must steal and plunder to be able to make her equipment and be able to make her next Iron Thing. And the trailer for the Iron character, or the suit she's wearing, looks like a Power Ranger character in such poor quality that I have not seen it in a Marvel spin-off in a long time. And it's already catching so much hell. And not for all the reasons you might be thinking. Like, they even took out, because at one point, they had a, apparently this is like 5 years ago, literally that long, maybe a little less, but it's been a very long time since they even like showed a clip of this TV show coming out. And that trailer said that she was doing it because, she wanted to be like Ironheart, right? Ironheart was supposed to be, or not Ironheart, Iron Man was supposed to be her iconic person. Like you said, she's a protege. She looks up to the man. Yeah, that was taken out. That was, whoop, out the window. Now she's a self-made genius that steals and plunders her own stuffed equipment to make her own battle suits. And people are like, why? Why would you? And yeah, I don't really know how I'm supposed to feel. Like, this, are they trying to replace Iron Man? Like, I know he's dead in the MCU movies, but like, are they purposely trying to get rid of an iconic character like that?
I don't know that they're trying to replace him. I think they're just looking for more characters to introduce into the universe. And if they had done her right, she'd come in just fine.
Yeah.
You know, she was supposed to be someone that maybe not spent a whole lot of time with Tony, but had met Tony, looked up to Tony, and after finding out Iron Man had died, felt some kind of remorse for it and reached out to try to fill that gap. Iron Man's gone. We need someone to fill that gap. And I, really respected this man. I'm going to see what I can do because, our thought processes were a lot alike,
Yes.
But that's not what they did from what I'm hearing. And, that's going to be crazy. Not to mention the original Ironheart wasn't a female.
Yeah.
It was a male. If you go and look back when they first introduced it as an animated show,
okay.
It was a male.
See, I don't really understand that. Why would they?
Down for TED Talk.
Like, why would they? Because there's another Iron Man character, right? The Heavy Duty, I think his name. I could be wrong. The guy that
his name, War Machine.
War Machine, right? He's a very iconic character in the Marvel universe. He's a brother, right? If you wanna swing that angle, and he's not getting no love. He's not getting no attention. He got some of the movies and some bits and pieces of it, but why is that character put to the side when you already, and for another character that most people don't really know? Honestly, I didn't know much about this character at all.
I think that there's somebody making bad decisions.
Mhm.
Because War Machine would have been great to fill that gap. Not to mention, there was a stint where Pepper Potts, who also ends up being Tony's wife, was a female Iron Man.
Yeah, and she gets one of the suits.
they missed the opportunity to use that.
Mhm.
I believe that was Iron Woman.
Yes,
if I remember correctly.
I believe she was also in the Marvel War movie as well. Like when she won the people flying around in Iron suits or Iron Man suits as well during the during final scenes.
In Avengers 4, it shows her in the suit. And then there was a point where she was being held prisoner in one of the Iron Man movies that he had developed the suit and sent that bitch to her while he was battling so she could get loose.
Yeah.
There's several different.
Yeah, she was, but she also got that virus where her body overheats.
That could have been better than what they did.
Which they cured her of that virus there, Petty. But yeah, so they had characters that they already were hitting all the angles for what Disney has been doing of lately. I just don't. I just feel like at this point they're trying to just forgo that.
I think they're taking too much of this whole. I think they're going too wide with their diversity net.
Yeah,
if you understand what I'm saying. Because when you look at it, we do have a lot of male brothers that are famous actors and stuff. We have a lot of white females, a lot of Caucasian males, a lot of Asians. I think they're wanting to push the young sister actress angle, and they're looking for any role that they can shove that into. And I'm not saying, by all means, I'm not saying they do not deserve recognition. I'm saying they're doing it wrong, and they're picking the wrong roles to really pull those people out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like they're trying to replace rather than trying to uplift or bring to new. It's like, don't replace, just make new.
I mean, I tell you honestly, so I don't know if you watched Titan.
Yes, I have watched
DC
Titan.
Not Attack on Titans, but Titan.
Yes.
Okay, so then you know that the original Starfire, and when it came to Teen Titans, was not a sister.
Yeah.
She was a Caucasian alien from another planet.
Yes.
Okay. But I don't feel like they did wrong with the actress they had play Starfire in the live action, because she fit Starfire to me. It didn't matter what color her skin was.
Yes.
To me, I feel like that's where they should have taken notes and been like, okay, this is how you do this successfully.
Yes.
They didn't do that, and they're doing it very unsuccessfully in a lot of ways, in a lot of different characters, and they're catching a lot of shit for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but everybody wants to say, well, it's because they cast a African American in this part, or they cast an Asian in this part, or they cast a such and such in this part. Really? No. I mean, I get it. People do get pissed off. I mean, there are characters that I will admit would upset me if they cast the wrong race for that character based on the original material. But there are many characters out there that it doesn't really matter the color of their skin, that if it's a good actor or actress could play those parts, they're not choosing wisely what parts they're putting these people in.
Yeah, it's a usual role of make it make sense. If it makes sense, if you can throw your disbelief out the window, that's fine. If you throw it in there to try to make me forego it, it doesn't, when it doesn't match the scenario, I'm gonna be looking at you with skeptical eyes, and you're gonna be like, oh, it's gonna, you're trying to be what's the word for it? It's not diverse. Well, you try to be intentionally antagonizing. Right? You're purposely trying to get me riled up. It's because they say, oh, it's because of a certain ethnicity. I'm just gonna look at you dumbfounded, because I'm just like, I wouldn't have bothered me any other scenario you just feel like you're just intentionally just trying to make me upset. You're intentionally.
I'll give you a scenario where I know that they cast a white person in a role that they should have had an African American in.
Okay.
Green Lantern. The original Green Lantern was not a white man.
Well, not from the comics. From the TV show, there was a brother, and that character was great.
No, I mean, the TV show, the comics, he was black.
Was he? I could have sworn I remember only that in the Justice League animated TV show on TV.
No. The original Iron Man was an African American.
Green
Lantern.
Yeah.
The original Green Lantern was an African American.
Said.
Just like
yes, the UG one, he was black.
If you look, you look at the anime show, the anime
and
that
the
you're talking
TV show
about.
had him white.
You look at, you go back past what we call old comics to what I would call source comics. You look at a lot of different things, and originally he wasn't white. Now that's not to say that Ryan Reynolds couldn't have done that part well, if he had been given a script to work with. But you gave him a bad script and you cast the wrong race. You know, he was shot before he started.
The first Green Lantern in comics in 1938 was a white man. Then later on, he was in the 90s, a white man with with white sideburns. Guess he was old. And then the 90s cartoon, they did cast him as a brother. So technically not correct in full spectrum, but a lot of people came to know him as the brother in the Justice League TV show.
The most famous Green Lantern, original Lantern,
was a brother. Yes.
And so there's a bunch of those. I mean, imagine if they had cast Blade as a white guy.
I would have laughed.
I mean, I'm sorry, but
that would have been so bad.
it's like when people bitch about anime and they're like, "Oh, we're going to do a live action of this anime," and they cast a Caucasian person there, and they're like, "Oh, but it's Asian based. He should have been Asian." But if you go watch the anime, he's a fucking Caucasian in the anime.
Yeah, it would have been very, very awkward.
It don't make sense. I think it all boils down to, I think my biggest issue is people go out of their way to create these stories for us. They write them. They say this one is a Caucasian, this one is an Asian, this one is an African American, this one is this one is this. You go and cast the people that match those descriptions, and you get bitched at because you're washing out the show, but that's not the case. But we go and throw a fit, and now we are getting what we wanted as a group, and we're replacing some of those characters that was historically white or African American or Asian with the other races, and you're wondering why the shit's flopping.
Yeah, I think they do it. I think they do it because it's competition.
Yeah, it's flopping because the characters don't match. It's like if they were to make a Legend of Dritz television series, I would not expect a white person to play certain roles.
Yeah.
You know, African American is a whole lot closer than that deep purple skin tone. That deep purple skin tone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they can't pull that off with makeup and effects. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is if you take the makeup and effects out of it and you're just going to look at skin to skin, I'm going to cast you as a dwarf a fuck ton. Because you match the build of a dwarf.
Yeah.
You know?
They're fantasy characters, but like I just feel like there's a lot of TV shows and books and comics are too being they're more fixated being confrontational than they are being entertaining.
I don't think they're being confrontational. I think they're trying to be anti-confrontation. I think they're trying to not create a confrontation because for years they've heard people say, well, why aren't there more African Americans in this role? Or why aren't there more white people in this role? Or why ain't there more Asians in this role? So they're trying to give them what they wanted to try to cut down the confrontation, and then it's flopping, and
it's getting confrontation. Yeah, they're getting confrontation. Yeah.
So I think they're trying to not start a confrontation, but in doing so, they are creating the confrontation.
Yeah. I could see that.
Mean, you go and look at, there's a number of characters that I'm not saying that other races, other skin tones can't, there's not actresses that can't play the character well, but you got to remember that we as people were very visual.
Yeah.
If I read a comic book and Rogue is a Caucasian female, but then I go and watch a movie about Rogue and she is an African American female, I am going to be confused.
Yeah.
Because what happened?
Which is like, okay, we know about the Professor Snape in the new upcoming TV series. I recently found out, because you know me, I don't read, the description of Professor Snape was white and pasty with black hair.
Right. This is correct.
So, but they're gonna have a brother in it, and I'm okay with it. I am.
Right. If he can pull the role off.
If he can pull the role off.
But the thing is, if he can't pull the role off, then it would have been better to go with someone that more physically resembled the character.
Yes.
It's a toss-up. So you're chancing. When you do that, you're chancing that not only is he not going to look like the character's description in the book, but he may not be able to do the role like the character in the book.
Yeah.
Now you've done a double negative. Now, if he pulls that character off to a fucking T, nobody, and there's plenty that can, no one's going to give a flying fuck what color he was.
Nope.
Nobody's going to care. However, if he does a bad job, but he at least looked like the character, you're going to get some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's easier to just give the visual.
I'll tell you right now, a brother that I would love to play Dumbledore.
Okay.
Can you imagine Morgan Freeman as fucking Dumbledore? Holy shit, just sign me up for class.
He would have that chilled vibe down pat and real quick.
I mean, come on. I can see Samuel L. Jackson as the fucking grumpy fucking keeper of the castle.
Uh-huh.
No, Samuel L. Jackson.
I get that it doesn't fit, but it'd be funny as fuck.
Now, I'll tell you what'd be funny. Samuel L. Jackson as Voldemort.
No,
Get
okay.
this motherfucking kid off my motherfucking stone.
I'm going the other way with it. Give me the crazy eye as him.
He can do that character all day long. But my thing is, like, they get so hung up on appearance now.
And
Yeah.
because people did it to themselves.
They get hung up on these appearances, and instead of looking for characters that these people can do that fit them, they start shoehorning them into characters that they don't really fit. I mean, could you
Me,
imagine,
not you.
Could you imagine Samuel L. Jackson trying to play the Weasley father? That shit would not work.
It would make no sense. Or have what's the little kids, the little red-headed twins as some two Asians. I'll just be like, wait.
It's short, and they ain't got no red hair.
Yeah, it's not even close. Yes. So I don't really understand it, but I get where you're coming from. It might be like they're overstepping their bounds, and then that caused confrontation. But I just feel like too many things nowadays are almost staged in such a dramatic way to try to engage this confrontational, angry mob mentality to not only get to fights among each other, because I've been saying this for years. I think the government makes us fight each other because they don't want us to look at them. They want us to look at each other That's just as far as I'm going political standpoint. But you know, at the same time, it's like, why is there all these things that just like, it feels like they're antagonizing you? Like, get mad, get angry. So the point where this past week, literally everybody's saying it was staged. And I think it was. Okay, so you well know, I think a lot of stuff on Twitch people have been trying to make people mad on purpose. I do. I think people are saying stuff to get people outraged and angry at things. And this is another person, I do not like them. Loathe is probably too strong of a word. I do not like them. Because every few months, I feel like they do something new to try to get back in people's limelight. And that is, make sure I'm saying their name correctly because I always get it wrong. I want to call her Amaranth, but you know what I'm talking about? You know the redheaded woman that also does OnlyFans? I call her Amaranth. I think that's her actual name, but her real name is like Marthon, but her channel name is Amaranth. So this girl has been literally caught staging fake outrage in events online and on streams to garner attention. And this past week, her new husband, and her went through a big old fight on live on stream. Now, I don't know about you, Corvo, but you ever fought your wife and thought, you know what would be a good time to do? Let's press live and go live on Twitch and show everybody us fighting.
I don't want nobody to see the ass whooping I'm about to get.
Yeah. So why would they want to have an argument and then record it for 7 hours of them fighting each other the entire time? And then when she goes and cries, she don't go off screen. No, Cora. Let me give you an example here. She don't go back here and goes off screen and starts crying. You know what she does? She goes over here, lays on the ground, and starts crying, covering her face, crying while on stream, rather than just leaving the fucking room. And they do this the entire time. And when they're fighting, she turns her camera toward her husband too, so that he gets him in shot when they have a little discussion. You get what I'm saying here? Yeah. When people are calling it staged outrage because this girl can't garner any other attention to her OnlyFans to get more money, she's trying to garner sympathy from her viewers and petty. And the guy was like even complaining like, oh, this month she's only made $1 million and like $1.5 million or $1.5 million this month. She's losing her money. How dare she lose her money on her OnlyFans? Oh, sorry. It feels so fake. It feels like they're just like they're all fighting on Twitch fakeness and everybody's watching it.
Drama sells, bitch.
I know, but why does no one catch on to it? Like, it's just made to I'm only.
They don't want to know because it's entertaining.
Or they don't.
It's entertaining. That's all they give a shit about.
Yeah, like, and they're giving these people money while watching something. It's like watching wrestling. Everybody knows it's staged. Everybody knows it's fake, but they're willing to buy into it. But when you're trying to get this era of like this is real life, you cannot tell me that's real.
Just like the show Real World.
Yeah, and it's like, man, is it? Are we so bored that we find only drama entertaining nowadays that we can't find anything else to watch?
It's like that's why people watch wrestling, ain't it?
Yep, to watch them fighting. Well, it's a martial arts, even though it's staged martial arts, but it can be done and it can really actually do harm if not done correctly. But if you do actually for real, you can actually really hurt somebody. So it's like, it's a big old drama TV show. They get billions of dollars off of merchandise, but no one's like handing them dollars and then going, okay, well I'm losing my fans, so now let's start some drama up so we can draw more people into my OnlyFans. That's all we-
exactly what to do.
yeah,
It's called fighters.
yeah. So the only thing I don't get it, and people poured in now, just talking about her again, and like it's just, it makes me wonder, like, what do I need to do to get that kind of attention? I don't want to do drama just to get attention, but boy, does it make me want to like really. Every time I see it, it's just like another notch in my belt of like why I don't want to stream no more, because I feel like I have to do that in order to get garner the attention, and I just don't. I think people are smarter than that. I do. I'm like, oh god, y'all are not that stupid. There's no way.
I do right now. No.
Yeah, it's like we need to go like live on stream, Stealthy, and we just need to say something really heinous, and maybe it'll get attention. Yay! That's a great idea. Woo! No, thank you. I'm good. But it's like, how do I get your attention otherwise if I just don't do something really cool? Do I need to hurt myself? Is that what we gotta go for? We're gonna find a baseball bat and bonk myself.
I tell you what, do that if you want to. Just remember, bitch, I know where you live. I'll give you a real reason for pain if you do that shit.
Yeah, so I'm just, I don't know. That just ticked me. Like it feels like people on Twitch, the big channels, are just talking about each other, fighting with each other, like a bunch of inmates or a bunch of like a bunch of high school kids all fighting with each other, and they're to keep attention on it.
What it is, it's all about the drama. It's all about the show.
Yeah, bring back the cool, bring back the fun, bring back the funny, bring that back. Damn it! Am I just that old? Am I just like this? Where my brain is like, I want that kind of stuff in my entertainment. I want that laughter. I want that. Ooh, that's awesome kind of like vibe. I don't want that. Oh, that poor thing. She's crying in the background, laying on the floor, still in fucking camera view. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that to me was just like, that is so staged, and she wants everybody to believe it's real. Come on, give me $1.5 million. Give that to me. I can really use that right about now.
All of us could. If I had $1.5 million, I'm taking some time off.
Which I think is really funny, by the way. Like every time I go to watch Stealthy streams, if anybody's been watching Stealthy or watching any streams, I don't know about my channel, but like every time I go to Stealthy stream now, the Epic Universe University, or the Epic World University keeps on showing up on her channel. It's like they just yeah, like they keep.
The Epic Universe keeps showing up.
Yeah, it keeps on showing up. I mean, every time. They know Stealthy, and they're like, let's go talk about this a couple times. Let's just air this for every commercial. I see it every time.
It never fails.
Yeah, Petty says it never fails. So, Stealthy, I think they're listening to you. I think you just need to hurry up and get sponsored by them so we can go for free. And I don't know about, for free. Let's just hurry up with that so we can yeah, huh?
Yes, it would be amazing.
All right, I'm gonna start messaging somebody that we know at the Informer and be like, hey, we're willing to do a podcast for OI.
Oh, come on.
Better than yours? If it picks up better than yours, maybe you'll pick us up. Huh?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I have a fount of information.
So, okay. This is the last one I already got for this week, because I thought this was pretty cool. Magic the Gathering. We both knew and played this game when we were younger. Maybe you more than I did. So, Magic the Gathering has now done a collab with Final Fantasy.
Oh God, I have shit for you on this. Keep going.
And one of the cards is Vivi. And I love my Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. One of my favorite characters. The card Vivi does thunder magic, dealing 3 damage to any target. To keep doing what you set your heart on is it's a very hard thing to do. It's a very lovely card. It's a famous quote from the game, and it's of him holding his famous iconic swirling staff. this character is one of my all-time favorite characters in Final Fantasy. I like a lot, Clouds, Tifa, the characters from some of the characters from Final Fantasy VII. But for me, Vivi is like a part of my childhood or teenage years, technically. I absolutely love this character, and they have Cloud as one of them, according to the artwork here. The flower.
They also have Squall.
Yeah, they have the flower. The Squall, they have the Lotus from the game, and then they have one of the new iconic characters from the newest Final Fantasy, I want to say 15, 14. I don't know what number we're on, but the newest one where you can play as the summon characters during battles. So that's what they got going. So yeah, I don't know which one it's from technically, but like they have several of them. So what were you about to say about it too?
Oh. I know someone that has already got 2 decks.
Okay.
Bought them. Already got them in the hand. Matter of fact, the reason I know that there's a Squall card is that someone showed them to me today.
Yeah. Yeah, they even have...
Yeah, he went and bought them because his favorite Final Fantasy was 10.
Yeah.
He liked the whole storyline with Titus and Sin and all that. So he bought 2 decks. And he got Squall, he got a bunch of other characters. Dude, they are absolutely beautiful cards. Absolutely beautiful.
I just sent it in the Discord, but I will send it to the chat as well. So if you want to look at some of the cards, it's on Facebook. But these are some of the cards from the game. They got Sephiroth, they got Cloud, they got like famous iconic fight scenes from the games, and yeah, they have quite a few characters that I've recognized. Final Fantasy 11, Final Fantasy 10. Yeah, they're all over the place, and I think this is a pretty cool collab. I like this. Yeah, they're cards, they're just some pictures, but this to me is a
meteor fall with a fucking fuck you, Sephiroth.
But yeah, but the artwork is it's so charming, and it brings like that old school Magic the Gathering vibe going on with it. And they have a lot of characters on this thing. I didn't know they had this many. I'm flicking through all the decks right now, or all the cards from the Final Fantasy collaborations, and some of them are, I feel like they're just straight from the game, but some of them are just so charming. I don't recognize some of them, but I'm pretty sure those are like from the old school video games where characters weren't always fully depicted. Because I don't remember like the Super Nintendo days of Final Fantasy cards. I don't remember all those. Those are.
My understanding is they pull from 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 10, and some of the new ones.
9.
They may have done some of the ones in between, but there's a lot. They pulled a lot of shit for these.
Yeah. Which I guess to me, this is a good collaboration in a sense of you don't need to make a new game in order to promote this kind of thing. Like, oh, we want to make a new card game. Why? We could just take something that's already been made, give them the artwork, and go, hey, here's our characters, here's our thing. Y'all make it, put it in your game. There we go. The legwork's done. This is a good collaboration. Instead of just trying, this is the one time, like, hey, instead of making your own thing and making your own kind of thing, just take something else, work with them, and then have them do the work for you without having to step on toes and mess up fandom. Now, last week I also talked about the Street Fighter collab with Overwatch. Remember I told you about that?
Yep.
Well, they did make some changes to some of the characters' iconic clothing and design and for the Overwatch characters, and of course people are like, including myself, are like, why, what's the point? You're doing a collaboration with them. Yeah, some of them are not very maybe friendly, whatever, but like you're taking characters from very beloved franchises, which is outside of your universe, and you're putting it in your game now, and everybody's gonna get upset with you. Of course they're gonna get upset with you because you changed stuff. You modified it to fit your ideas, and I don't know how to feel about it. But this I will never buy. Okay, I won't say that. I might just buy a pack of Magic the Gathering just so I can have some of the cards and maybe get VV. That's enough reason for me right there. I won't buy it to play it. I will buy it because I think it's cool and I wouldn't mind having a card with VV on it. Just full stop. Though the cards from Final Fantasy VII look cool. Yeah, but the cards from kind of Final Fantasy games are pretty cool. Like, why not make that a deck too? You know, just put that in there. Because that was, but the Blood Witch, or the Blood, was it Blood Witch?
Blood.
Yeah, Queen Blood. That card looks sick. Like,
yeah, the Queen's card looked fucking.
Like, that looked dope. I would, yeah, that's very devious, but I wouldn't mind having that card. Like, why not make that a thing? We could just buy that for us, for those who are a fan of the remake. So, all right. And lastly, of course, last night, for the best not know, I got to play the remaster of Oblivion, or Skyrim Oblivion remaster on stream yesterday. Didn't have a lot of, showing up for it, but I get your thoughts on here, Corvo. I talked to my wife about this, and it's like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna like this game. I didn't tell her what game I'm getting. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this game. But I've seen a lot of people playing it lately. Would you rather, A, me just buy this game in full price and try it out?
Wish I would caught it, I love it.
And go from there? Or would you rather me just, like, buy a subscription for, like, $11 and just play it for a month for free, but once the month is over, I lose access to a game? And she's like, well, whether you pay the $11 because you might not like it, right? Which I did that. I bought a Xbox Game Pass, which allows you to play certain games for a certain time for free until they take out the pass. Right now, Oblivion Remastered is on there to play for free. And I started playing it last night. And boy, how did I get my ass kicked. Now, I have it on Epic, though. So,
in fairness, you did get your sword stolen from you. I mean,
yeah.
That motherfucker took your sword, and I was like, I said the same thing you said, bitch. What are you doing? My shit, I was like, Chelsea's like, what the hell's going on? I was like, he just went through all that work, got this badass sword, and this motherfucker took it.
Yeah, it's like, now I'm really, really weak. And I'm running around going, magic fire, magic fire, magic fire. Like, that's not dying. And then it's like,
fucking rat was fucking you up right afterwards.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm with a bow, but I got a shield on my arm, so I can't see the target. I'm gonna fucking go.
Yeah, I'm like she died. Yeah, like she died. Why does she need the sword, right? She's dead. Oh, thank you for recovering my general's sword. I'll take that from you now. Ha ha. No. It was heavy, but it hit like a brick. So yeah, I'm playing it out. It's a lot of fun, but it brings back that old school of no mercy in video games, right? There is no pity. They're gonna kill you. They're gonna mess you up. They even chased you, or they will chase you if you go inside of a building and you leave said building. Most video games nowadays goes, okay, he got away. No. This mother chased me across the field, over the river, crossed the yard, and came to kill me. And then said so, doing so, put a mohole in my ass.
You know what it makes me think of? I'm sure you'll have flashbacks to this shit. You remember old dungeon crawlers?
Yeah.
Like old dungeon crawlers, you'd be down in the dark, sneaking through the dungeon, fucking 12 of them pop up, you kill like 6, and you realize, shit, I ain't got what I need to make it through the other 6, so you turn to run.
Yeah.
And them motherfuckers fan out. You don't know it. They still one behind you.
Yeah.
You're running, and then hard stop, because they all got around in front of you, because they know the dungeon, and you don't, and you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, they're fast, they're quick, they're agile, and they don't miss. So, yeah, I've had myself several times yesterday trying to turn around and run, and thinking, oh, I can just outrun them. And I die. I'm like, what happened? Oh, they caught up with me real quick because I ain't that fast. I'm like, now I understand why everybody usually in this game chooses the stealthy, sneaky bow and arrow class, so they can just one-shot everything from a distance while I'm going, I heard magic's really overpowered this game. Wait, why you dying? Whoa, get close. So, this game is punishing. It's also fun, but it's also like, I never played this version of Skyrim or Oblivion. I never played Oblivion at all. Could not afford when I was younger. And I'm saying, hey, why not? Let's give this game a shot. It's a lot. It's a very large game, of course, and it's been fun. So if y'all want to watch that, keep tuned to my channel on twitch.tv/Scrubbear or here on YouTube as well. But yeah, so after this, stay tuned, everybody. Within the hour or so, we will be having D&D, so be sure to stay here. Stay tuned. We'll be going live within the hour. I'm gonna make something to eat, feed my kids.
Yep.
We got that going. Is there anything else you want to chit chat about before we call it today?
I'm good. I'm good. I need to go get us some food stirred up and on a
Seth.
plate too before we
Yes,
start.
I'm here for it.
Heck yeah. Thank you for those who are already, thank you for subscribing there, Patty. Thank you for those who are new people. I really do appreciate it. And y'all check out some of the VODs and catch up. You want to catch up
Yeah.
yesterday's?
Also, it's
I
my
stuck a
ST
sub
time
in on your
playing
ass last
Oblivion.
night.
Nice. Yeah, it's your first time too, Patty? Oh, damn you, bro. Oh, that game is actually not easy. Don't put it on expert like I did. Apparently, there's also a master. I didn't put it on master, and thank God I didn't. Anyways, as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye. Where's the? I gotta go to this screen and then don't get away.
The grumpiest of bear that loves to play, to make people laugh in every way. His jokes are sometime crude and sometime ass, with his wife of 15 years that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cat are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last, even bring the fun to the masses. Rolling to 20 and beating every dungeon classes with his goofy faces and voice all over the places. He hopes to never give up on his dreams to bring joy and even the facts with his laughs. Podcast every week and stream with friends to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never get angry but sure can get scared. With anime on his side is always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear is always cool in his chair. Till the end his streams always beware, cause he coming after you and hope you'll be there. So hope you'll have a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love. Have a good night, good life. Grumpiest of bear that loves to play, to make people laugh in every way. His jokes are sometime crude and sometime ass, with his wife of 15 years that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cat are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last, even bring the fun to the masses. Rolling to 20 and beating every dungeon classes with his goofy faces and voice all over the places. He hopes to never give up on his dreams to bring joy and even the facts with his laughs. Podcast every week and stream with friends to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never get angry but sure can get scared. With anime on his side is always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear is always cool in his chair. Till the end his streams always beware, cause he coming after you and hope you'll be there. So hope you'll have a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love. Have a